Hi there, everyone. Let's do a stock market review for Monday, November 8th, 2021. I didn't pay attention to anything today except for just opening up this Google Sheet, which you can have access to. And anyway, but I do want to go over some things because I've been saying some things for a while, and it's just a great time to bring it up because of seeing what's going on with Moderna. If you just found me and you just started hearing about the stock market recaps and really just comments I have about stock options purchases in companies and the direction in which the economy and everything's going, if you hadn't heard of me before and you're just hearing about me now and I'm saying something which is, oh my gosh, buy Moderna, look at what's happened to them in the last 2 weeks. They've dropped off a cliff. Why? Multiple reasons, but none of them are sustainingly bad. What you're getting is you're getting them at a discount right now. So I have a brand new E-Trade account. I now only brokerage account I'm going to use from now until I stop using them is E-Trade. And I'm going to publicly show my E-Trade account and what I'm going to do. This should be intriguing. So this week, as I fund my E-Trade account, we'll find out how many days it takes for it to fund. It's probably less than 48 hours, maybe 72 the first time. I'm going to put all the money that people paid me for not this product because I don't sell this product. This is completely free. All the money that I've made this week, I'll say that I will have the funding in there by Monday of next week. So this week I'm not going to be able to do anything because you have to open it up and it takes a few days. But I've liked everything that I've seen so far with E-Trade and I've heard good things and whatever, ratings are good. So we'll be doing that and I'll be showing everyone exactly what to do. And maybe I'll get it in before the end of the week. We'll find out. Point is what would I do right now? And I would, oh my God, would I buy Moderna right now? And I lowered their target price, which used to be up here at 700. It still potentially could be at 700, but I understand a little reasons why it's taking longer for it to get there. And actually an interesting type of hesitation that I have seen in personal and relationships in my own life, which I'll get into here because it's fun. And she's watching. What's funny is I had a girlfriend. She still thinks she's my girlfriend. We broke up. She thinks we're still going out. And it's funny because she won't get vaccinated. And I started seeing her earlier in the pandemic. And so what's interesting is I got vaccinated. That's the thing is we met before I was vaccinated. Then I got vaccinated because the vaccine became available and made sense sometime around tax time in like April. And I brought it up when I was talking to her, and she's like, "Oh, I'm not getting vaccinated." And I was like, "Yeah, I know you're not getting vaccinated." And I'm like, wow. I was like, you know what? I was like, well, if you want to have any type of relationship again in the future, I'm going to insist that you're vaccinated. First of all, not for anything other than principle that it is essentially really, really becoming dumber and dumber and dumber not to get vaccinated against a mutating coronavirus. Because the vaccinated fare so much better with the virus, which we're all getting exposed to. It's not to say that you won't survive and be fine if you don't get vaccinated, which is not what anybody's saying. It's just so much better and smarter to do it because any effects of the vaccine, I just haven't seen it biochemically, how it's really doing anything. I think people like to trace something to a vaccine, and certainly when you boost your immune system up, giving it targeting this type of virus and waking up your immune system to being able to fight it, you elicit an immune response, and you have to kind of elicit a stronger immune response to prime your immune system properly for this virus, which is so deadly and destroys tissue by changing the chemistry of your blood, essentially, and over-oxidating your blood with a lack of angiotensin conversion happening because the virus eats up all the ACE2 on the periphery exposed by those cells. And in order to combat this, you really have to be smart and vaccinate yourself. And I think that they're just like people who don't want to wear masks. You're always going to have people who don't want to get vaccinated. And unfortunately, a greater percentage of them will simply die off from making this mistake, which is one of evolution's ways of exhibiting the permanence of what is actually accurate scientifically. So there's that element, which is a sad element. But for all of us saying, hey, would it be great if you just took the shot that everybody else that you see on TV already did who does anything and everyone's still alive? Like, seriously. At that point, you just got to shut up and just take it. So will these people change? Eventually. Eventually. Because they all got vaccines when they were growing up anyway for stuff that we don't have. Like, oh my God. The fact that we have a group of people that are militantly saying they do not want to get vaccinated, it's confusing to me. And all right. The point is Moderna went down a lot because there's people that have that emotion. And it plays into the stock along with other just news about what they're producing and stuff. But what those people don't understand is how we're going to rely on what this company does to extend our lives and live them longer and healthier for all types of ailments and genetic diseases that we haven't even identified yet or even know what they actually are yet. But we're going to be able to solve them mathematically and biochemically on the molecular level with Moderna. To see them drop off a cliff right here when they're a company that's already super profitable. They've already turned profitable in the last year, and it's not like it's going to stop. We have to vaccinate the entire world against not just the coronavirus, but other things. So when you see them drop off a cliff, it just makes me think that there's a rumbling coming. People set up the drop, get them low as they can be, and then it's going to do what Tesla's been doing, right? The other company that I talked about, for the beginning, I started a video series saying, hey, here's how I'm going to buy a Tesla by owning options in Tesla. Well, they have climbed Mount Everest here. And if you own an option, when I said that Tesla was at like 500 or 600 a share, but let's call it 700 a share because they stayed there for months. Any option you owned with Tesla at $700 a share, $700 strike price, if you owned that. Let's say you bought one all the way at $1,000 just for the hell of it and didn't want to spend any money. Every one that you have that was $1,000 strike price is worth $1,600 or $16,000. What is it? It's $100 for every dollar over the strike price. It's $1,000 for every $10 over the strike price. So it is $16,200 is how much every single option that you have with a strike price of $1,000 and an expiration date any day in the future from now. It's worth at least $16,200. And you could have bought that thing for probably $100. When Tesla was at 700, you could probably for like a few $100 for a few months. It wasn't that bad. And so did I do that? The answer is I did along the way, but I didn't do it all the way to here. And so I don't have the money to buy the Tesla from doing this. But the year isn't over yet. We're only in November. And I said I'd do it by the end of the year. So what I'm going to do is set up the E-Trade account and show everybody what we're doing. I believe the original video was I'm going to turn $500 into a Tesla. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to deposit $500, and we've got less than 40 working days on the market. So we've got to get really creative with that $500, but that's fine. We're going to do that, and we're going to buy the Tesla at the end of the year. Somebody's going to give me one. One of those two things is going to happen. Is there anything else we want to talk about today? No, there's two big companies to talk about, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to be able to buy the Tesla with Moderna, because what Moderna will do as of December 31st, this is how you do that with just the $500. Okay, so by December 31st, Moderna has potential to get to 500, actually. That's a high end, but it is possible. Let's assume that things go as I predict and they get to 500 on like December 30th or something, last day of the market. Well, with the $500 that I have right now, what option could I possibly buy that would make me, let's say, $30,000 profit in this 2 months with that $500? Well, because Moderna is so artificially low, and this is a joke. This is a joke. This is a setup for them to go way up is what this is. Because that's a joke, and I think they might get to 500, well, that means that the strike price of the option I need to have has to be $300 lower than 500 in order to get there. So it would have to be a $200 strike price option would be worth $30,000 or more if they get to 500 by the end of the year. That's not. It's going to cost much more than that to buy a $200 because a $200 strike price option on Moderna already costs at least $4,468. Because they're already at $4,400. It's already worth $4,400 at least, depending on the expiration date. So you can't do that. So you have to get creative and recycle your money into bigger and bigger options. So we're going to have to start with something lower, but we're definitely buying Moderna, and we're probably buying more than one. And I'll explain why. I'll probably buy 5 with $100 each. And I'll explain why tomorrow as I start to browse through them and get the $500 in there to show you how to do this. And if we lose the 500 in a week or something, which is possible, we're just going to put another 500 in there. So don't call me on that if I make it a $1,000 Tesla. We're going to keep doing it until we catch a wave of what day trading options can provide. And I'm going to explain that in detail as I show what my trades are. Because there was a time over the summer, I think, where I bought some Moderna and I spent like $150 on a Friday, and on Monday, at the Monday close, it was worth $6,000. And I sent like a picture of my account to people because I was like, I told you this is gonna happen, and they're all like, oh my god, like, and you know what happened to that $150 that turned into $6,000 in 48 hours? I let it ride. And it ended up being $0. That is absolutely a true story. And I let it ride because it was only a week-long option, and they went straight down after Monday. And it was like worth $1,700 on Tuesday, and it was worth like $300 on Wednesday. And I was just like, screw it, I'm going to continue to let it ride. I'm like, I believe in this company. And I watched that go to $0. And the lesson learned is that when there are going to be big waves, make sure you always have your surfboard on the water. I know it's cold sometimes. I know it doesn't seem nice outside. Make sure you're always surfing with at least one surfboard during the potential wave time. Because all you have to do is catch one wave and you get thrown into the rocks and completely get destroyed. but before that, you have the best ride of your life, and you can always bail before you hit the rocks and take all the profits and gains if you want to. So when I see this in Moderna, and today they made a 3% rise, get ready for more. They might have a day or two of going down, but they're still not over yet. Like I said, there's a lot of emotion against them. But that's okay, because it's one of those companies where the news is probably always going to be earth-shattering and beneficial for the health of humanity. So how can you not root against a company like that? Or root for a company like that? You can't root against them. So anyway, good luck, everyone. May all your trades be winning. We'll be back as we get that money cleared and we start with $500. Figure out what to do.